Good afternoon, everybody. In this video, I want to speak of some of the things that happened in the past week. Some of the things that Harvey Norton come out and say, Vincent Alexander come out and say, Says Gajwach come out and say, Anil Nandalal come out and say. And I also want to speak about something what GCOM is doing. So first I'm going to start with Harvey Norton. Remember for all these press conference Harvey Norton come out to, he always got one thing he's saying over and over about the 8,000 votes from the joint services that was not stamped. Yesterday, Mr. Timothy Jonas come out and say, out of the 286,000 votes that counted, the day before yesterday, after the day before yesterday, that was the amount of vote that was counted. They only had 2,600 rejected ballots. So I don't know how you could pull out 8,000 from 2,600. Arbery. Now, replying to that, Mr. Jonas was saying one of some retired, I can't remember the person's name, but he would also come with a letter saying that 8,000 of the joint services ballots was not accounted for because they didn't get stamped. And this is what I've been talking about all the time, the misleading of people. Now, before he came out with the letter, only person was talking about 8,000 joint services ballot was not stamped. It was Aubrey Norton. So he had to be listening to Aubrey Norton all the time. And now he come out with a statement only because Aubrey Norton said it. Now, big man, you should have looked for some kind of clarification on what Aubrey Norton was saying before you just publish a letter like that. Or send a letter, who you send the letter to, I don't know. Right? You should have looked for some kind of clarification first before doing that. And just don't take what Aubrey Norton said, because as far as I'm concerned, everything that Aubrey Norton come out there and say is lies. Lies, 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 and lies. And again, I don't know why the press still harboring Aubrey Norton. He ain't making no sense. He only spreading fear and corruption. Right? Now, the next thing is about Mr. Vincent Alexander. When he come out and talk about the letter that GCOM sent to the immigration officials, then Anil Nandalal come and says Gunraj is a part of the commission, and says Gunraj wasn't aware of no such letter sent no way. Then says Gunraj come out and say after. Well, I know which one the video happened first. I tell you which one I see first. I see Anil Nandalal first, and then says Gunraj after. Right? So, but I believe it says Gunraj who do his video first. And say, after the meeting they had, up to the day before yesterday, nothing about nobody sending no letter to no immigration, or nobody said nothing about no investigation of nothing was raised in the meeting. And nothing was raised to the commission. So he wasn't aware. Now yesterday, Vincent Alexander come back out and say, the Claret Singh, before at the end of the meeting that they had, say to everybody that she did send a letter to the immigration authorities concerning the voters who have migrated and still vote. Right? And Vincent Alexander said, someone of the PPP commissioner asked to see the letter that Clara Singh was speaking about. And still says Gumraj come out and say he wasn't aware of no such incident. Now, I was looking out for a reply from CS Gunraj yesterday, but I didn't see none. Right? And I don't want to go and say that Mr. Alexander come out lying. I don't know he to be the kind of person. And I don't want to say Mr. CS Gunraj is lying. I don't know he to be the kind of person either. So until I get a respond from CS Gunraj, we can talk about that a little more. But I just give you all a heads up as to what's happening in GCOM at the moment. Because based on what I get to understand, that is Roxanne Myers who would be sending the letter them. Right? And we know who Roxanne Myers is. She is the person who was involved in the spreadsheet conspiracy at the GCOM building. When Mingo left and got to the hospital, Mingo said he left she in charge at the tabulation, which is she didn't have the authority to be in charge of nothing at that scope. Right? There was a duty for the deputy returning officer. But the whole thing was a setup. Because Mingo, before he left the house, he must know that he was feeling sick. And you can't wait till you meet in GCOM building, then you just suddenly taking just for ambulance to come for you and that kind of thing. You understand? Unless somebody pays me. I don't know how you could just take him just up. You must know that he's sick before he left home in the morning. And call him to GCOM and say, look, I can't make it because I'm not feeling good. Right? And let the deputy returning officer take over the matter until he could turn it back on full health. But the whole thing they set up was for Alexander come in, do what he got to do, got to the hospital while Roxanne Myers and the rest of them establish the spreadsheet. So Mingo said when he come back, Roxanne Myers give he the spreadsheet and tell he that the tabulation finished and everything was okay. Everything ran smooth. The man had no problem. Now, if that was true, he had so much of people in GCOM, observers, officials, party officials, even to the APNU, AFC people was in it, except Roxanne Myers. Well, you couldn't ask none of them because all them was in the same boat. But he had so much other people in there he could have found out from. Hey, everything was good, instead of just taking she word for it. You understand? So we know who them people there was. And we know what the intention is. Because as Mr. Timothy Jones also said, you know for sure none of them will vote for PPP. So we know the objectives is. Right? Along with low and feel. Now, Clara Singh, again, you are not no investigator. GCOM is not an investigating institution. It's Guyana Election Commission, not Guyana Investigating Commission. Right? You're not supposed to be launching an investigation on behalf of no allegations nobody give to you, no matter who they be or which party they're from. You understand? So you're showing clearly that you taking matters into your own hand, going outside of the constitutional law and doing things on your own. You don't own GCOM, right? You is the chair of GCOM, and your duty is to represent the people of the country. The election must go smooth, everything must finish in order, and you declare the winner. In a transparent matter. That is your duty. It's not to investigate nothing. Now, I want to know if it was PPP who was on the other side doing what the AP and the AFC doing, what the AP and you would be saying. Right? They're by doing worse than what the PPP doing at the moment. Because it's clearly from one light to the next light to the next light that RB Norton coming out with. Then you had Vala Lawrence with Sheepard. Then the big donkey, Ganesh Manipal with Sheepard. Anna Ali with Sheepard. Harmon with Sheepard. Right? Everybody coming to a different speech towards the same motives. But everybody saying something different. And all got one objective. Is to claim that the elections wasn't didn't done fairly to make things more quick, right? That they had a lot of irregularities, and all the irregularities it had was done by the PPP. Now I had somebody commenting on my thing. I ain't gonna call no name, but he said if I think the PPP honest and they don't lie, of course not. I believe that is lie. But until somebody come out and said that the PPP lying, I cannot comment on nothing that the PPP lying about. Up to now, no AP and new AFC agent and come out and say, hey, the PPP said this and the PPP said that, and that is a lie. You understand? So I cannot comment and say no PPP lying for nothing, which I vote for PPP, and I would like them to win the election, but I would not support a thiefing to win the election. You understand? You lose, because the AP and new AFC win in 2015, and they was in power. Right? Nobody had no objections about that. But as soon as they lose, everybody got a problem with it. You understand? Right is right and fair is fair. I don't care who you're supporting. Right? I don't care who you're supporting. Fair is fair. Now, I believe the PPP does run a clean election. And again, I'm telling you, I support them with my life. The PPP does run a clean election. They don't have to cheat because, again, the only party I would say was doing something for Guyana was PPP. People said it was corrupt, but whatsoever that was and whatsoever they was doing, the country was benefiting from them. You understand? So, there's my opinion why I would like the PPP to win. And I would not support the doing no wrong thing to win it. You understand? Because the PNC them is Guyanese, the PPP is Guyanese. But it's who doing something for the country is who I supporting. Okay? Next thing is, all these irregularities and voting stamp and all this bullshit. Right? I would like GCOM, 2% out of GCOM, Lowenfield and Cladda Singh, one out of the two of them, to come out and let the people and the country know exactly is what going on. And when this process finish, what gonna be the outcome of it in terms of what they're gonna do with the irregularities them. Now, if them got no idea what they're gonna be doing with it, what they think of doing with them, right? What gonna happen if the PNC don't want to accept the results? You understand? And other matters that I can't really remember out my head. But nobody from GCOM, the officials, ain't coming to tell nobody nothing. And as Mr. Jonas saying, these two big parties come out spinning the public around. And one then come saying this and the next one saying that. The next one saying this one come back and say that. Right? They're confusing the public. GCOM is the one who have to come out and say to the public, look, this is the position we at, this is the position we're going to be taking, and when this recon finish, this is the process what we're going through. You understand? And stop get people at one time the hopes raised and the next time the hope drop. On both sides. They ain't fair to the people of the country. When the business suffering, the people suffering, the economy suffering, but all of y'all still getting paid every month. Right? All of y'all in GCOM still getting paid every month. I'm not 100% sure if the political arena, the AP and AFC, so-called ministers at the moment, getting paid still. But I know that all of y'all getting paid, so y'all don't care about nobody out there who don't get paid. Or the business them was suffering at the moment. That's why y'all doing all these kind of things to stop this process and cause all kind of confusion at the end of it. To delay the results farther and farther and farther. And they got put by the country in a hole again. Right? Y'all need to come out and let the people know exactly what y'all gonna be doing at the end of this process. And what I expect to happen at the end of this process. Instead of sitting there guessing wildly. Right? We cannot just sit down there and wait for these people to come out. And they would not come out and say nothing. The party agents, them, all them coming out there, gonna be talking on behalf of the parties. You understand? Represent the parties. This one gonna say this thing for represent the party, and that one gonna say the thing for represent his party. Right? And now there's a Timothy Jonas, who I think is a neutral person because he have his own party. When he come out and talk with true and facts, they're saying that he's a part of the PPP. Same thing with Lennox Schumann. When he come out and say with his facts, they say he is a part of the PPP too. So it's everybody a part of the PPP. We need something from the officials of what to expect at the end of this recount. Clara Singh, you is the head. Come out there and tell the people them. Your heart face by ye. I don't want to disrespect you, but come out there and tell the people them something. You are not thief in one low field. Y'all come out there and tell the public something of what to expect at the end of this process. When PPP tell you to put the 20 counting station, you didn't want to do that because the PPP said. Right? Alexander come and say he can put 8. When them said 120. You decide, oh, we not put no more than 10, but now you're fighting for get more. You're fighting to put more now. And depending on the government, the oppositions to give you the okay to put them. What sense the fuck you make? What sense they make? As somebody who was a former judge, for being so illiterate. Which one of them can come and give you okay for do something there? When you can benefit them? When you could have put at least 15 from the starting. Now you jump, you strip yourself and put 10, and now you're fighting for get more. And get next thing. Remember, when Nandala come and tell you if I do things, I don't want to do them. And it is always backfire on y'all. Because when Mingo first court hearing in front of Roxanne Judge, when she said the tabulation have to do over, and Anil Nandalal was saying at the end of it, please say specifically how much party representative could go in the room. And she said she cannot do that. So it's up to the returning officer and she expect him to use good judgment. Right? And he said again, please make it specific how much must go. And she still repeating she didn't do it. And you see what happened? When they start the tabulation again, Mingo come out and say only one person can go in from each party. You cannot leave nothing for people to do them for you. You have to do them for yourself. And hope for good judgment and good judgment prevail in our kind of these stupidness. No, they ain't gonna happen. That is not going to happen. Every decision you have to make it yourself. And don't depend on nobody to carry out nothing what you think they should do. You understand? You have to be specific about everything you're doing. Right? So please, I'm begging you, please come out and let the people of the country know what to expect. Okay? At what to expect at the end of this recount. Because for me, I would tell the public, brace y'all back. Brace y'all back and wait. Because this ain't gonna finish for now. And it ain't gonna finish well. And that's my opinion. Because if GCOM is to start doing an investigation where into these matters and something come back that something did happen, PPP, the APNU AFC are not going to accept the end results of this recount. Right? And that's going to be a problem. So brace yourself. You're in for the long haul, right? And brace yourself for some corruption after June 13th. Because for me, these kind of claims about people who did vote and who migrated vote is highly impossible. Now, at the end of this, we can find out who was lying and who was talking the truth. Right? But when GCOM is going to launch an investigation about these things, and again, I'm going to say, the PNC have the people in this institution, these government agencies, who are going to be lying, willing to sacrifice the profession for the APNU. So they're going to be lying on behalf of them. So unless you're going to go to the immigration officials and get back a report from them saying that something did happen, then you have to call these people who you have the name, which part of the world they go. You have to try and get contact with them and ask them if there's right what these people tell you. Because at the moment, you cannot trust nobody. Only trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Right? So then after the Samagi report and say these people here, this happened, they left the country before and they still vote, then you have to get contact with the people and ask them when they left the country. And they're going to give you some clarity on whatsoever the claims is, if it's facts or not. You can't just take the aviation authority or the GRO evidence and say, well, we can work with this. No, we cannot trust them. All of them is a part of the APNU AFC. Right? And the same thing what Nathan was saying is the same thing you're going to be doing, asking Caesar to judge Caesar. Right? So Caesar can always set himself free. So it's the same thing we're doing. We asking an APNU supporter or APNU agent to lie against the APNU. That ain't gonna happen. It's the same thing what Abby Norton was saying about Caesar. Okay? We cannot go down the road. Again, we cannot go down the road because if it was the PPP who was doing it, I sure the PNC would be saying by now that is for an election petition. The same thing with these is saying they don't want to accept it. They don't know to use the election already. So now they're finding other farms and method how to delay the system so they can stay in power longer or head to a re-election. Right? So we can't get into them thing there. So you have to let the people them know. And don't try to surprise nobody at the end of this. Right? We didn't want a surprise. We wait for a surprise. We had a surprise already after March 2nd election. We didn't want no more surprise. So I don't wait till and say we can surprise the people. No, we didn't want no surprise. We want to know what can happen at the end of it. Okay. Okay, everybody, that's the end of this chapter. I want to say thanks to all my subscribers, all my viewers, and thanks to everybody who's been leaving a comment, whether it be good or bad. And the next thing, if you're going to comment and you're going to say something bad about any one of the politicians, I'm going to support y'all with that. Please do not discriminate the ordinary people who support in a party. I ain't going to accept that from none of y'all. Whether y'all saying good about the PPP and bad about the PNC, or y'all saying good about the PNC and bad about the PPP. Supporters. Y'all please do not discriminate any of the supporters. The problem of this whole thing here is with the politicians and not the politician supporters. Okay? If you have something to say about the politicians, them, I'm gonna back you on that. But don't say nothing about the ordinary people. And just how I don't want you to say nothing about nobody, I want nobody to say nothing about you. Okay? Once again, thanks everybody. And please keep supporting my channel. If you like the video, please click like. If you don't like, say you don't like. Okay? Please stay away from Rona. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. God bless Guyana.